What's up, guys? So, big explosive day in politics. Actually, it wasn't as explosive as I thought it was going to be. So, FBI Director James Comey was summoned to go and actually the Director of National Intelligence as well. It seemed like they were basically both summoned to testify before Congress or update the nation on what's all going on. And, you know, there was all this hype leading up to this thing. It was all over the news. Everybody was excited. I literally went in and was at work, and people were, like, watching it on their computers, like, oh, you know, like, what's going to happen? Nothing new. All James Comey did was say, hey, we're investigating Russian interference in the election. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we already know that. He was asked about Donald Trump's wiretapping claims. He says that he has not seen any evidence of that, and basically he didn't categorically deny it. He just said he hasn't seen any evidence. He said that the Department of Justice said that he should also say that they're not aware of any evidence. So it seems like this wiretapping thing, the burden of proof is on Donald Trump. He has to demonstrate that he actually has some legitimate proof that Donald Trump or that Barack Obama did in fact try to surveil him and spy on him or whatever. Now, what's interesting about this whole thing is that Barack Obama, when he was directly asked by a reporter about this whole thing, he basically just rolled his eyes. He didn't actually categorically deny the whole surveillance thing on Donald Trump or Donald Trump's team. He didn't even comment on it. He just rolled his eyes. So all we've really seen from Barack Obama was a statement that was issued by one of his representatives, and it was a statement where it didn't really categorically deny Donald Trump's claims. So Barack Obama basically, and I think everybody would kind of be looking at Donald Trump and saying, okay, well, he's just totally lying and he's totally making this up. But the problem is that Barack Obama hasn't categorically denied anything. And the fact that he's taking so long, like now if he were to come out and categorically deny any surveillance or wiretapping, well, we'd all kind of be like, well, why did it take you so long? So he's kind of put himself in a little bit of a precarious situation by not responding, because if he hadn't done it, he would just respond and say, yeah, no, I didn't do that. So yeah, it's kind of weird. There's definitely a lot of speculation. I mean, at this point, the burden of proof definitely is on Donald Trump. Now, it does sound like there is a Congressional or Senate committee that is, I guess, tasked with looking into this whole surveillance thing, which it's not like it's kind of interesting because basically the President of the United States there's actually a legal provision that allows them to essentially wiretap any U.S. citizen at any given point in time if they so choose to. So it sounds like there was some kind of something going on. There was reports that did come out in the news that in October of 2016, right before the election, that there were reports saying that Obama had sought a FISA warrant to surveil Donald Trump or members of his team that had been denied. Those are all reports. Now, we haven't actually seen any, I guess, confirmation in terms of documents and evidence and stuff like that. But like I said, it sounds like basically the White House has submitted some kind of evidence that nobody really knows about to this committee, and this committee is going to look into it. I don't know if they're going to find anything. I don't know what they're going to find. I guess we're going to find out hopefully soon. But it's kind of a weird situation because I think everybody wants to put this thing to rest, and you can't really put it to rest because we don't have any answers. You know, we got some answers from James Comey. He's saying, I'm not aware of anything. The Department of Justice asked me to come and tell you that they're not aware of anything. So who knows? It's kind of it's a very interesting, weird situation at this point. There was also some weird thing I saw about like British intelligence, and somehow Obama might have used British intelligence, or some claim related to that, and then they're denying stuff, and it's just this very, very weird situation. So I think the conclusion at this point is that we all have to wait and see what happens. It's probably going to be 6 months from now. It might be a year from now. I don't think this is necessarily like this huge scandal. I mean, you've got all these people on the Democratic side saying, oh, Donald Trump is lying, you should impeach him. And you got all these Republicans saying, like, well, I mean, there's evidence, and why didn't Obama deny this categorically when it's been brought up? But we'll just have to wait and see. That's kind of, everybody's getting all riled up politically about this thing, but regardless of where you're on the spectrum, I mean, until this thing gets flushed out and they're actually, all the evidence or whatever investigation or whatever comes to light, nobody can really make any statements or conclusions about this whole thing. And honestly, I don't get the big deal. Like, I don't understand, like, even if Obama did spy on him or whatever, like, okay, well, it looks bad, but he also, as the president, if he has the legal right to do something, just say, yeah, well, we looked into it because we had some concerns about this and that with the Russians, and just come out and say that, because this whole, I guess, not categorically denying things or kind of leaving the door open, it does make things look kind of fishy, and it's like, well, what's really going on? And at the same time, we got these things coming out with WikiLeaks, and the NSA is like spying on us, which I think we all kind of knew that, but now it's like, they really are spying on you and stuff. Anyways, it's a crazy year, man. This whole thing, especially this whole intelligence thing, is probably the biggest story of the year. The fact that the government is spying on citizens without the approval of us people, because we don't deserve to just get spied on for no reason. And the fact that the CIA director, James Clapper, and different people have been lying about that. It's a big story that's going on, and I think that's kind of where this is all tying in, because you've got that going on with WikiLeaks at the same time that Donald Trump's made this statement about the wiretapping, and so it's kind of hitting a nerve, I think, for a lot of American people. I mean, just the general concept of it, and I think that's why people are all riled up about it. And it's kind of interesting too, because what I see with like CNN and MSNBC, Washington Post, a lot of these liberal outlets, is they're basically saying, well, Donald Trump's lying, he hasn't provided evidence, and now James Comey went out and said this thing, so now he just needs to come out and apologize. And it's like, well, no. What Donald Trump said is he wants a committee to look into this, to investigate it. He apparently sounds like there's some places saying that he had some kind of evidence that he handed over. So it's kind of premature to just demand that he somehow apologize when we don't actually know all the facts at this point in time. We have reference points. The burden of proof is definitely on his shoulders to demonstrate that what he was saying is in fact true, or that he had some reasonable cause for making those statements. But yeah, at this point, it's kind of a wait and see. I don't think that anybody can really say that they know what's all going on, because nobody knows. If we knew what was going on, then we could put this thing to rest, but nobody knows, so it's kind of hard to make a statement as to what happened or what didn't happen or whatever. And we're really just going to have to wait and see if there's any new information that comes to light. And if nothing comes to light and we're sitting here a year from now, there's no evidence, there's nothing, people on this committee that's supposed to look into stuff say that there's no evidence, then there's no evidence. And then everybody's going to be like, well, Donald Trump, where did you get that information from? But if he did actually have evidence, and that evidence does get submitted and at some point gets released to the public, then there's something to talk about there now, isn't it? So, anyways, I will digress about this subject, but thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I will keep you guys updated on any new political junk, just so you guys can stay updated, but it doesn't look like there's that much that's exciting. Everybody just needs to focus on NCAA basketball and more important things in life. Anyways, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe. We'll have a lot more content coming your way.